Alright, last game of the last match of the season here. So looking at the board, there are a couple of attacks. There's Swamp Hag, there's Noble Brigand, right? But there's also Apprentice and Hoard, and there's Page. Page means champion. Champion means that none of these attacks bother you, right? It means none of them bother you, so you could go for a nice Apprentice Hoard strategy and not worry about Brigand stealing your money or having a Swamp Hag and play every turn giving you curses. So I open with the Monument here going first. I think Monument and Page to try to buy Apprentice. I want the Page to get the champion like I mentioned. The plus actions isn't important. The blanket protection, that is way more important. A Monument will give me some chip points. This Apprentice Hoard thing is going to be very fast, and I mean, I don't think a Monument based strategy will come out on top, especially because there's no buy on this board. There's no buy, there's no Stonemason to help you gain, and yeah, I don't think you can mass play monuments with the champion. So my opponent has Page, a 2-5 opener, which I thought was very, very good on this board. I would happily open Apprentice and Page. And so they go for the Page on the 2 hand, obviously. And on the 5, they spend some time thinking about whether to open with which of the 5 course, I presume, Trading Post or Apprentice. And I think Apprentice is clearly the better choice there because Hoard is on the board. That's the only reason why. So here I don't get to 5 quite yet. 4, I just pick up another silver. I don't want to get the monument because collision, and I might be able to get to 5. I was worried about that. Getting Apprentice is very, very important. Luckily, I'm able to get it on turn 4. So we are on our way to the Apprentice Hoard strategy here. So my opponent turns in their Page into a Treasure Hunter, and I'm going to do so here. Having a Mystic Shuffle is not really that big of a deal. Pick up a Menagerie at this point. It may activate, like here on this hand, if there was Menagerie instead of Monument, cut the copper, play Menagerie, for example, and it would draw me some cards. So I don't think Menagerie was terrible, especially now that I have the Apprentice and I can easily get more. Not a problem picking up that Menagerie. It'll activate once or twice, and that's good enough for me. And if it doesn't, well, a cantrip, that's fine. Not too big of a deal. Another Page for my opponent here, I believe. Another thing on this board to pay attention to is Quest. If there was some plus buy, Quest could be relevant. Or even if there's not plus buy, Quest could be relevant. So here, 6, I want a second Apprentice at least before the Hoard. I need to get a bit more thin, and also if I rely on just the one Apprentice for card draw, is not very reliable for my deck. So I want a second card that draws. So I am going to pick up the Apprentice there over the Hoard. And now here my opponent makes what I find a strange play. They trash one of their Apprentices to their Apprentices. Look, I was happy to see that, and they just buy back an Apprentice. So effectively they didn't do anything that turn except cycle a bit and exchange a Page into a Treasure Hunter. I mean, I have no problems with that, obviously, but it's not something I would have done. Anyways, I'm able to convert my Treasure Hunter into Warrior here. Picking up these silvers from the Treasure Hunter is not a problem at all. It's all Apprentice food at this point. Very happy to see my opponent's Warrior miss my own Warrior here, so that I don't have to, restart this whole Page thing. That's another attack you should be defended from the Warrior once you get to champion, right? So nothing can get in your way whatsoever. Another Apprentice for my opponent, so I believe he has 3 and I have 2. This Menagerie gets to activate. Thrilled about that. We get a Monument down, and 7 now. I believe I go for the Hoard over the Apprentice. Another card that I am considering is Outpost, and I obviously seem to be considering it. Hey, I think it's a bit early for Outpost. I have this bad habit of doing that, but Outpost should be good. I mean, if you see your Apprentice with a gold, then your Outpost turn is great, and that's much more likely if you're thinner, right? So here, trash the silver and a copper to these Apprentices, and luckily don't draw anything dead off the Warrior. And 6 with the Hoard is going to be another Duchy. Not another Duchy, a Duchy, just to pick up the gold, right? To start the get gold so I can trash things. So my opponent trashes a monument here to the Apprentice. So probably had quite a bad turn there. I needed to get out of the hole. The warrior comes out again. Not able to trash anything this time, but able to skip a Apprentice, which is bad for me. Wanted the Apprentice there, I'd have trashed the silver, gone forward a bit, who knows, right? But here, I think I'm going to play this Menagerie and just stick a outpost down and see what happens after that. I mean, with the outpost this early, I could trash a bit more quickly if I see Apprentices on both the regular turn and the outpost turn. Then I should be set. I just need to trash a couple more coppers and I should really be set. I mean, given good rolls, I don't need to trash any more coppers, to be honest. So here I'm going to get rid of the duchy to this Apprentice. Pretty easy call there. The duchy isn't really helpful to me at this point in the game. Outpost, and with the Hoard in play, going to pick up a province. So here a bit of a quiet outpost turn, trashing with the Apprentice, which is always good, and Hero is going to pick up a gold for me here, which is excellent. The money gaining from this line is great for this strategy, and going to get another page here. I mean, why not, right? Treasure Hunter, I don't mind the silvers, and I could get a warrior to help me draw a little bit more. And really at this point, I'm not really sure what my opponent is going for. They have some apprentices, some warriors. I mean, they got rid of the monument. I thought they would have been going for mass monument, but they don't have it anymore. They pick up an outpost now, and at this point, I'm just set and ready to go. Apprentice, trash gold, rinse and repeat, right? If I'm lucky, I get to do this twice per turn, once off the outpost, once off the regular turn. So here I have enough money to buy the province without drawing anymore, so I am going to just use these two apprentices to cut coppers down. I could go looking for the outpost, but I think trashing the coppers is just more beneficial in the long term here. Picking up another province along the way, looking in real good position at this point, real good, and seeing Apprentice with a gold here. It's another province turn for me, so I feel very comfortable at this point. Apprentice Hoard showing its strength, and especially if you could get thin a little bit, Apprentice Hoard is incredible. 1+ buy in this deck, beautiful, work up to double province very nicely. So trashing the gold, obviously. Treasure Hunter gains me a few silvers, not too bothered about that. Province for me here, exchanging for a warrior. Menagerie activates, so it's another reason for the Menagerie. If you draw it on an outpost turn, it'll activate. I have to trash a province there, but I'm not too bothered. I have a significant lead, and I don't see my opponent doing anything to try to catch up to me in the near future. So one of the warriors is trashed again, probably in a bad position and have to get out of it. But coming up with just 4 for a monument. So shelling a province here almost effectively guarantees that province, and in short order here my opponent resigns. So Apprentice Hoard, strong stuff. And right now on the standings, I finished with 13 points for the season, which isn't great, but there is still some chance of me remaining in the A division, depending on if results go in my favor. So I don't know if I'll be in A or B next season, but regardless, thank you for watching and see you next time.